decided that we organize, and the 25 women present were allowed to suggest 25 other women. The 50 became the charter members of the League. A meeting was called at Miss Brazil's home in March 1932. 25 young women attended, and it was explained to us the need for the charity work.
Almost right away we went right straight into wall work. And they sewed and made bandages, and we took Red Cross courses and did Bottles for Britain, helped to sell defense bonds, and it was just almost total war. And we manned the reception desk at when the blood bank came to Baton Rouge.
We started the River Road Cookbook during my time, and it was not published until later, but we all took those recipes and worked with them, and many of them. And I think the interesting part, if you look back at River Road 1, it has everybody's married names, like Mrs. W.F. Williamson, Jr., and not Adele Williamson, you know. And now look at your cookbooks.
They called it AJLA, Association of Junior Leagues of America. And that had been the big emphasis before I was a member, to get in, to get in, to get in. And guess when they got in? I was in there. So I was the first one to go to a national conference.
The effect on the community of the Speech and Hearing Foundation has been really phenomenal and has had the effect of helping people.
Junior leaguers really didn't get out in front of what we called controversial issues. But after that, we started really looking at the underserved in the community and what could we do to change policy or get out and actually make a difference. And so we started several projects then because of that change in child advocacy. So these child advocacy issues were they were really the cutting edge in the 70s.
Another challenge facing the League in the 1980s was money. About the mid-80s, we were really we were not making much money in the community. We developed holidays. I can well remember presenting 3 options to the membership. We presented a holiday market, we presented a golf tournament, and we presented a garage sale. Holidays really came from necessity. We had 3 goals. We wanted to make the most money while doing the least amount of work while having the most fun. And I think that it's worked out that way.
We were able to do a lot of pre-work that laid the groundwork for launching a successful endowment campaign, which now has $1.5 million.
Of course, we had the terrible tragedy of Hurricane Katrina hitting our community. We really just had to change the focus of what we wanted to do to help with the hurricane relief and with the changing needs and makeup of our community as our city grew and expanded and had all these people that had moved in so suddenly.
The Junior League beat everybody to the problems, and we took the problems and worked with them and showed that they could be manufactured correctly. And so therefore we began so many new projects.
The baby conferences were held at least 3 times a year. We helped over 700 babies, and each case was followed to completion. In the course of our work, leaguers came in contact with many interesting, although distressing cases. These women actually made these cases their very own, and there was a great personal rapport between our members and the people we were helping. We tried to give milk at least a pint a day to every child who needed milk, to the families who couldn't afford it. And then, to supplement the milk fund, a committee decorated milk bottles, empty milk bottles, and placed them in stores and all sorts of places downtown. and people would drop in change.
The League had a number of projects that I think were very impactful in our community. We brought in storytellers and went out to the schools and really promoted reading to school-age children, and that was a great project that really connected the League to a lot of people in the community who might not have been involved with the League before.
We didn't really have focus areas. We did work a lot with children and with Volunteer Baton Rouge, so volunteerism in the community.
In conjunction with the 75th anniversary, we did a $75,000 grant to the Battered Women's Shelter where we remodeled their bathrooms, which were in dire need of improvements. And I think that that was a great gift to our community as well.
Then we worked with the children who were blind, and we started the School for the Blind. They were ashamed of them because they were blind and could not see. And so we did a whole unit on teaching the people that it was all right to be blind as long as they got out and progressed with their lives.
I have come to believe that the gift that the Junior League gives, that keeps on giving to the Baton Rouge community, is trained women leaders and women volunteers that go out and do amazing things every day, year in and year out, in our community.
I wouldn't give anything in the world for having been asked to be a member. But I enjoyed League work every day of it, and I still treasure my friends and treasure the training that I had, and it was really my first taste of real responsibility to the community.
It was also wonderful to be with a group of women about your age and with a lot of the same interests.
Sort of set the tone for my whole life, for a whole period of my life.
Women were actually feeling good about stepping out, speaking for others, being their own person, maybe stepping out from the group a little bit, and the Junior League really helped women do that.
You know, I think we could go way back and talk about some interesting, some funny things that happened, but that's another story.
You have one funny story for us?
No. But there were many.
We very much looked like more of a ladies' social organization than we did a truly committed volunteer organization. And we made a decision in the mid-'80s to actively recruit African American members. And I think that that decision has served us very well over the years, and I was very proud to see that the League has received the Diversity Award from AJLI.
The smart thing and the sensible thing to do is always, when a project has run its course or its usefulness, do away with it.
One of our long-standing fundraisers had been Nearly New, our thrift shop. And over the years, members, both provisionals and actives, had lost interest in that as a placement. So through a series of task forces to research that, and a lot of conversation and dialogue with sustainers and past Nearly New chairs, the decision was made to close the thrift shop.
We don't do things the way we used to do, and I'm one of those old sustainers now, and I know we used to do things a certain way, but women's lives have changed dramatically, and I think the greatest strength the League has is that the League has changed as women's lives have changed. And I hope it continues to change and respond to the needs of its members over time. And you know what? As sustainers, we'll just have to live with it.
I do remember, though, at the beginning, the thing that we used to have more fun when we used to have the League galas, when everybody would dance and plan those programs. And of course, it was, when you look back on it, it was hysterical for us to be chorus girls. But anyway, that was how we made our money.
You didn't serve a sandwich unless you had a doily on the tray.
Only excuse for missing was death of self. So I guess you could say it was pretty strict.
I think we required 9 a month. But this was sort of a joke in a way because people did so many more. There were only a few, as you would have in any organization, who did just what they had to. The rest of them went far beyond the line of duty.
We expected nothing less than the best.
I think the Junior League needs to continue to focus on training women to listen and to see what the real issues are in the community, to get out of our own safe pockets, to learn what's going on in our communities, to identify some issues that we could make a difference, and then to work together as a group on very intelligent ways to affect change for the good in our community.
The League has done great things, but by partnering with other organizations in our community, I think we can really tap into the pulse of the needs of our community and make Baton Rouge a better place for everyone.
Look toward the future so we will get there with the same quality of excellence that we've always tried to achieve.
The League's strength has always been to anticipate and respond to the needs of the community. So I would like to see the League remain flexible.
I'd like to see the Junior League continue to attract women members who have a heart for service and the willingness to be leaders in our community and provide excellent training so they can keep being that gift that keeps on giving.
I just always do whatever I have to do the best I know how to do it, which is all the way. You don't take it on if you're not going to do it the best you can. That's sort of part of character, isn't it?